Hey! Hello, welcome to Sundays with Ollie. A new, not that new, I mean, Ollie streams on Sunday aren't that new, but what is new is a friend typing.
Hello.
There we go.
Yeah. Hello. I just realized that my stream title didn't update, so I did that
Rip.
quickly. Yeah.
I've wanted to do co-op streams for a while. I think every streamer wants to do co-op streams, but it's very easy to just sort of get trapped in your own bubble of dank smell and monster energy and stuff like that. So we're gonna actually do Sunday co-op streams with me and Winter and maybe some other people doing whatever we want to do. Because you know what? It's our show.
Yeah.
And that's what
Very
it's all
exciting.
about. Exactly. Yeah. We're actually gonna whip it out with Rocket League. I have not played Rocket League for a long time, as you can tell from how ugly my car is. Also, my mouse is on the screen. Rip. My car is so bad. I'm actually gonna go in my garage real quick. I do also use the family van.
For the record, I love it.
It's actually good because it has the
The fact that you have the goat antenna as well. Just
I was
brings
planning
it
on
all
getting
together.
rid of the goat antenna. Let's put some
Alright.
dollar
Alright.
bills on here. The crown, that's appropriate. And then
I'm gonna customize my car as well because you know what, I always use the and I think it's time for a change. I could use the Merc fan. We could do family
family
adventures
van
and-
team.
Yeah, family van team. I'm alright with that. Let's.
I'm a fan of the van.
Yeah, me.
They call it the mercenary, but it's a family
Well,
van.
it's you know.
I gave the origin of the family van on my Far Cry stream, but basically I played a game called All Points Bulletin that was like GTA Online before GTA 5 came out, and I had like this dopey, chunky van, and everyone was like, "Why are you driving that around?" And it's like, "Oh, just 6 people want to hop in, and we'll go to the point." And they're like, "Oh, okay, we get it."
Yeah.
Hanging out the side, doing the school run, shooting up peeps.
All right. Family van squad ready to go.
Squad up. All right. Do you want to get us in a game? I haven't played Rocket League for a long time. About 3 weeks ago, I was like, I haven't played Rocket League for months and months and months. I'm going to play it. And then I realized I've lost all skill.
I mean, it happens. I mean, so I play Rocket League probably once every like couple days for
Wow.
like 2 games, and then I stop again.
It's totally that kind of game. You can just sort of like
So
pop on for a little bit.
I see that we joined a game that
One.
ended immediately.
Good job. Are we doing foursies?
No, we are doing
Then-
2v2s, but there are 2 AI that were apparently on
Just
on
beating
that
some
team.
people. All right, cool. I'm okay with a default win. I'll take
I mean,
it.
I'm pretty sure we lost. To be
No,
perfectly
I'm
honest.
pretty sure that counts as the first game we started. We won, right? That's brilliant.
Yeah. All right. Sure. Let's
for
let's
sure.
call it that.
For sure.
Yeah. So I see you're a pro, so that's good.
I used to be okay. You know, I not in the era of like everyone can do aerials and everyone can smack the ball. Are you going for this?
All yours. Well,
Maybe
all
you
right.
should have gone for that.
All right. I'll tell you what.
maybe
if
I'll be
I'm in a
defender, huh?
position-
That's
If I'm in a position to go for it, I'll go for it. I think that's reasonable.
I always prefer the person on the side going for it anyway. Oh, I bumped him. I gave him a bump.
Good job.
You know when I said I'd defend? I'm nowhere near the goal.
I see that you're now on offense. And
Shit. Guys, I haven't played Rocket League for a while.
that's okay.
It's a little warm-up game. You know, we got
alright.
one win.
Yeah.
So, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah,
Am I
everything's
just
fine.
Am I just openly broadcasting sound right now?
You might be.
It says I am. I mean, I told
Well-
it not to, but it might be.
That'd be pretty funny. I mean, I may have just murdered a man. So.
Oh, it's okay. It's not a man. It's a car. You can't murder a
Right.
car. You wouldn't
I mean,
download
well-
a murder.
You can murder out a car.
What does that mean? Well, murder out? That sounds
can
sexual
murder
to
it
me.
No, so murdering it out basically means that you're like making it fancy.
You're pimping
Like, I
it.
mean, that's not at all what it means, but like,
It's like pimping, but without the
Yeah.
context.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right. Yeah, like when you murder something out specifically, it is making it like all black. So
Oh, okay, making it ready so you can, like, hitman
Actually
someone.
murder.
You
Yeah.
actually commit a murder. Okay, that's
Yeah.
completely different from what I expected. I just
Yeah,
sped
like, I
past the
mean,
ball. They're amateur mistakes. Amateur
Yeah.
hour up in here. Ooh.
so I'm really not used to playing with the van.
The van is
Like-
totally... All the other cars are very similar. The van is totally different to every other vehicle. Oh,
Yeah.
balls. That just flashed past me.
Yeah, that's a goal.
We did really well until we just gave them that...
I think people are just quiet scoring.
We got it.
Like,
We got a little warmer. All right, I should really check to see if I'm not openly broadcasting all of my sound.
To like the rest of the my
too
voice
late.
chat is disabled, so
My voice chat is also disabled. Yet, it's putting my name in the corner.
no. See, your name is in the top left corner for me as well, but I think that's just an interaction thing, like because I think it's just reading that our microphones are doing that.
I think
But-
so too.
Who knows? That might be a goal.
Eat that
That's a goal.
shit, boys.
We're back in this.
That's
We're
not
back
how
in
you
this.
should say that, but you know.
You know. So after this game, I might change out of the family van. just
You know what? You probably should. I'll go. For
just
this.
like to give us a reasonable
Give you a chance. I had the powers of lag there, and
That's
boy
okay.
did they help.
I have the powers of goals, though.
Are we gonna be back in this?
Oh yeah, we're back in
Are
this.
we gonna be back in this?
I love the purple fez. Can I just say that that was
Purple
the best
Fez,
choice I've
good
made?
choice. I respect it.
You're gonna need to hit that.
I did hit that with my butt,
good.
with my booty.
I'm very glad to hear that.
Got that booty
Team
pow.
Family Van back in this.
The van is for defense. It's what it's for. It's got that fat ass to defend a goal.
Yeah. I mean, one of these guys is using the Roadhog, which is like, in my opinion, one of the worst vehicles in the game. So. You got this. That's a goal.
I got that maybe.
I just
I-
made sure. I just made
You
sure.
gotta sort of like crim the sides.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a word.
I was just making sure that guy almost hit me into the ball that almost put it in. So,
Like a reverse pool shot.
yeah. like the worst idea that like it would have been like hitting the 8-ball in.
I don't
If
know
you're
anything about.
Okay. It's if you hit the 8-ball in before you've sunk all your balls. Good effort. Then you lose, basically.
I've played pool exactly once.
Really?
In a sports pub, not sports
I've got
bar.
this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a sports pub, which is way more small
sorry.
town than a sports bar, is the best way to word that, really.
Okay. Very nice goal.
Yeah.
You got a hat trick.
Got
Yeah,
the
you're
sink.
killing it.
Got the sink. Let's watch that
Mm-hmm.
one. What an ancient instant replay. Glorious goal there.
Very beautiful. Yeah. Just elegant.
Just beautiful sportsmanship. But like, if you're in a city, you got a sports bar. If you're in a small town, you got a dopey sports pub that is like, it's like a one-story, one-room building that's all pub. It's super weird. Oh.
Like, we definitely have a lot of those too, but like, they're not our default, I guess. So.
Oh, it wasn't like the pub. You know, the pub was but this was like an alternative pub that you go to watch the game, if you know
Right,
the game is
right.
on. But I don't because I'm a nerd. But now that being said, it's 2018. Nerds are allowed to watch sports too. You know.
Well, like, I mean, most people who watch sports are nerds, right?
They're
Like,
just a different kind of nerd, and I think at this
Yeah.
point, a lot of people are respecting that. That was a very hard-thought goal.
It was, yeah. Yeah,
But in that pub, there was a pool table, and
yours.
it was. You know when you have someone that's not a friend, but you've gone somewhere with your friends, and you kind of hang out with that other person because you have to?
Yeah.
I call him a friend by extension.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, friend of a friend.
Friend of a friend is the more polite term for it.
But yeah, friend by extension, I think,
Friend
is
of a
totally
friend kind of implies more friendship between you and that person than I want to imply here.
fine. Okay, yeah, yeah. Like, that seems...
It's harsh, but I did not like this gentleman.
Okay. I can't believe they missed
They
that.
invited me to play pool. I was like, I've never played pool before. He's like, don't worry, it's easy.
No, it
First
isn't.
First
What an
lie,
asshat.
it's not. It's a game you play via manipulating long poles. A skill I would gather later in life, but not at that time.
Yeah.
And it was not busy in this part. I don't think this is a place that was ever busy. But there were other
Right.
people around. And I had no idea how to play. And we were playing like a more simple chill version so that I could learn how to play. It's not that I played badly, I just like there. It's just that I took a long time. And there was this old cranky dude who probably drinks nothing but weak beer.
Right.
Including like water and stuff. I think I just saved our lives by killing another.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. And then, like, I did save the ball from going in the net. But yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's all me, but it might have been you.
Yeah. You know.
But there was, he was sort of like, there's a whole thing of like pool tables in those kind of pubs are meant to, I'm trying to word it, like, people wait for their game, right? And it's also the only source of entertainment here other than yourself and the sport ball game.
Yes.
Are we doing a rematch or did we do something else?
Oh, you should leave. You should exit the main menu. I
Oh, you want to
exited
change your
to my
vehicle?
car.
I forgot.
Yeah.
So
to something
something
that I'm a little more comfortable
this
with.
cranky old man, while I was not playing pool very well, just sort of like, was like, when are you gonna be done? He's not even, you already won. He's like, well, you're just teaching him the game, mate. And that was my first pool experience of being basically harassed by an old creepy dude who wanted so badly to play his own game of pool.
I might recommend something, and this is not necessarily a critique on you per se, but more on the location. Pool is a lot more fun when you're not playing it in a pub.
I can definitely imagine that.
Yeah. So, I've now put us back in the queue as well.
Good.
But like, in my experience, like I played quite a lot of pool. Probably to the extent that
You feel comfortable giving pool advice?
yeah.
Yeah.
So like because growing up, like my aunt and uncle had a pool
I'll
table.
go on this one.
Okay. And
I had that.
and then-
I had an aunt that had a pool table, but they were on the other side of the country, which
Yeah.
isn't as dramatic here as it is there.
Right. I mean, yeah. Like so mine were like a 20-minute drive from where we lived. So like we were over there a fair bit. And I think probably 8 times out of 10 when we were there, I would play pool because like they're just as much as I like my aunt and uncle, you know, they're
Nothing else to
older
do.
compared to me. And so, yeah, you know.
Yeah, I mean, pool is not like a nothing thing to do. It's eat my balls, that sucked, because
okay.
I no longer
It worked out.
deserve to have them.
But yeah, so you know, I probably put in like enough time playing pool that I feel comfortable saying like, you know, if you're feeling like you're not going fast enough, that's not a problem.
It seems like a game that you can totally take really slowly.
Absolutely.
I'm not gonna say I watch professional pool and/or snooker, but I have. I'm in England. It's on TV.
Yeah.
It's on regular channels.
TV there as much as like darts.
Yeah. Which means they were on more like 10 years ago than they are now. But gave you a little help there.
That's what we call the tee up right there.
That was for sure. Oh no, I did the amateur Rocket League mistake of chasing the ball while you chased it.
That's okay.
I was just so hungry for
pretty
balls.
much. I'm just disregarding what's happening there, and I just took it from you. I'm sorry.
No, correct choice.
Like I'm so much more comfortable driving this car than the Merc.
And it's all about comfort. I'd feel comfortable not in my van. I mean, uncomfortable. There we go. I think I said the right thing in the end.
You did. In the end,
good,
yes.
Good move there. WarioWare smooth moves. Oh, I thought there was a boost in the middle of this map for a reason.
Nope.
That didn't exist. But don't worry, while I was busy fumbling around for boost, you just scored, so...
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Watch this one through. Just put it right in between them there.
Oh, that is
and
beautiful.
he left the game.
Oh, oh no. Oh, no. Now that wasn't rage quit inducing, but it was a clean. That might be. I've never owned a van, but I could, I could see a future or an alternate reality where I live in a van. I could see that happening.
Alright.
Like a hippie.
Is it Slash's van?
I mean, it might be. Have you seen Steven Universe?
No.
There's the dad in that lives in a van and is bald but has a massive beard. And he's probably me in the future. He's just a real chill dude who plays his guitar and lives in his van. And there's a bunch of like just random stuff in it. I'm okay if I end up being bald, but I still have a great beard. I mean, if I get a great beard, because I don't have a great beard now.
You know what? As long as you have hair somewhere, right?
Yeah, right. Well, not on your back. I think if you have good chest hair, you can like sort of flaunt that. There's really no way to, in a socially acceptable way, to flaunt chest hair. Yeah, exactly. That character Greg has a song called "Let Me Drive My Van Into Your Heart," which is when I realized I might be this man in the future. As I could live anywhere, no matter how small, as long as I had Wi-Fi. As long as I had dedicated Wi-Fi, I don't give a shit.
That's completely
I'm totally
reasonable,
okay with living in a small place. Although I don't travel, I think I easily could be a guy that travels if I had Wi-Fi. If I could always sustain myself. Hey Neil, thanks for the sub. We're nearly at the 1 year of streaming. You're nearly at the 12 months subs.
That's pretty exciting.
It is exciting. I think I'm at the 1 year of streaming, but not the 1 year of affiliate.
Well, that's pretty fantastic though. Still, I just completely whiffed on that.
Yeah, don't worry. Their AI got sent into the Matrix, so. But don't worry, I whiffed on this.
Oh. No, that's good. That's fine.
Okay, it's absolutely fine.
I think they might have given up. I don't know.
No, I think the new guy spawned in and then
left,
immediately left. He joined, gave a home goal, and immediately left.
Yeah. I feel like I don't know. This is a little bit. Yeah, there it goes.
Okay. There we go.
I think I might be too comfortable in the Takumi. Maybe I should change out of.
Do what you want.
No. All right, then just hit ready, and we'll queue up again. So, I mean, I don't mind traveling. It's one of those things where like, getting to the place kind of sucks a lot of the time.
Yeah, I think if you really want to be someone who enjoys traveling, like my brother has gone around the world when in his early 20s. I'm not that guy because you got to be someone who enjoys the traveling, not the place. Whereas I'm a person who enjoys the place, not the traveling.
Right. And I think like for me, I've done a lot of traveling in the last like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, like just a lot of back and forth stuff. And so like I've had like several 12-hour days, and I just, you know what? I'm just over it.
You're just done.
I'm just done. I just don't need that anymore. I'm happy to settle for a little while, and I think that's kind of what I'm after. But like,
I'm very much a settler at the moment.
Yeah.
I'm a hermit. Some people call it like nester. Like you just live in a place and you set it up real nice.
Yeah.
I'm very much that kind of person.
And as am I. Like, and just to be as clear as I can about it, I am 100% okay. Oh, he just snuck that by.
Yeah, totally snuck. Totally wasn't me leaving the goal completely.
No. Like I mean, but like I was coming in to like defend it, but I planned for him to miss that second bounce, but he didn't. Yeah, so I do want to travel. Like I want to go over to Europe.
It's not that great.
Well, you know, I've never
It's
been,
better than America, but it's not that great. I mean, actually, I can say Europe's great because we had Eurovision yesterday, which is really pretty much everything that's great about Europe condensed into one 3-hour insanity experience.
Right.
Do you know Eurovision?
Yes, I'm familiar with and aware of
The existence.
I also recently started watching Taskmaster, which
I have not seen that, but I know what it is.
I think it's my new favorite show.
I've heard it's real good.
It's very enjoyable.
My favorite. What do they do in Taskmaster?
So basically, what they do is they are given tasks that they have to complete, and it's basically set up in a competitive format. But the tasks are really weird and funny. Like they have to knock over ducks, for instance, in one of them. Oh, you got that. Oh,
I did hit it on the side. The van doesn't have a very good front. It has a fat nose, but you have to line it up real particular. It's not meant for striking.
It's meant for defending.
Oh,
great pass.
Clean.
That
Clean and beautiful.
Yeah.
Eurovision's great. And funny one, did you watch Eurovision last night? I know you said you were going to. Taskmaster sounds great. My favorite, I might have to try it. I don't watch a lot of British TV anymore, which is kind of, you know, people are like, oh, British TV is always the best. Yeah, but I enjoy watching shit on Netflix. I enjoy the Americanized versions of things. I enjoy British versions too. I was watching, basically last night I was watching a documentary series that follows a British ambulance around. It's just like one night for one night for like 2 ambulances and what they deal with. And it's just super fucking interesting and kind of sad at some points and heartwarming at other points, you know.
Yeah. One of those real emotional
Whereas if it was an American documentary, it'd be like, and now they've saved a life! Where in this, it's just, there's no narrator, it's just kind of quiet.
Are you telling me that there is no British television show where that tone is taken?
That tone is taken, but not in most things. Whereas in American documentaries, you know, there'd be like a dramatic tone and be like, and they saved a life today.
Yeah, I mean 100%. But also then you got to remember that Top Gear exists.
No, Top Gear is like a self-aware. Yeah, well, it does still exist.
No, it used to exist. It doesn't exist anymore.
Top Gear is kind of like self-aware. Like if a British show does that, it does it kind of ironically. Whereas an American show has no sense of irony in the drama it tries to imply on everything.
Have you ever watched Cops?
Yeah, exactly. That's the best example where in Cops it's like that's super dramatic. I love British versions of that show. But they're totally different. They're about like the story of each police officer. Like there was one dude who on his shift had to be fasting for Ramadan. He still had to work, and it was all about his like struggle. It's like, yeah, that's fucking hard. He like had to chase someone down and then was like super exhausted afterwards. It's like, yeah, I'm sorry, I can't. I lost him because I'm fasting right now, and there's nothing I can really do about that because this is my faith. It's like, god damn, you wouldn't be able to see that on American TV.
No, it wouldn't happen.
Yeah. There's definitely... I watch a lot of documentaries, and there's definitely a massive tonal difference between American and the British documentaries.
Yeah.
Hey,
I mean, I think, like, most... Like, in my experience... First of all, like, most of the documentaries I watch are probably American just by the... Oh, good effort. Good effort.
It was a great goal. Unfortunately, I gave it.
Yeah.
It was my goal.
Well, no, like, I mean, like, you almost got there. You probably just needed to flip with it as well, so, like... Yeah. But... Yeah. I think most, like, just by the very nature of me being in Canada, like, most of the documentaries
Canada's
I've
a
watched,
whole different egg.
Yeah. It's like a fairly apt description of what happened there. It's fine. It's in.
Canada kind of has, like, the best of America and England, in my opinion. I've been to Canada.
Yeah. Oh, really?
But I was, like, 8. I went to Toronto.
Okay, well...
So I have very little memory other than they were really polite, and they weren't when we went to America. So...
Yeah.
Toronto? More polite than New York. Weird! That's the case. Never would have imagined it.
Toronto is, like, also one of the least nice cities in Canada.
Oh, so, really?
Yeah. Like, I shouldn't say that. Sorry, that's not a fair statement. But it's certainly less nice than, like, a lot of the small towns and a lot of, like, the smaller cities because it's a bigger city.
Because it's a bigger city. Like, well, exactly. It's like London is not as nice. Like, I would rather live anywhere than London. London's fine. It's just, it's London. It's a big place. And big places are totally different just via virtue of size.
I just passed that right to him. Just watch this happen.
In other there's a lot of smoking in Europe. I will agree. There's less so in England now, although of course vaping is a thing. When you're in a city, you can't go anywhere in a city without passing a vape shop. It's insane.
I mean, that's like you can't go anywhere in Vancouver without passing a weed shop.
Well, yeah. Well, I can't wait for that change.
I mean, like, it's not even legal here yet, so...
I've heard about that. It's like, it's not legal, but they're basically... It's going to be legal so soon. Oh! They've kind of given up enforcing it?
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, like, it's not like they've given up, but they don't enforce unless you're, like, looking to distribute. So, like, if you just have, like, a personal amount on...
Yeah.
Then, like...
If you buy a trash bag full of weed...
Yeah, like, you're asking to get prosecuted at that point, and like they will still prosecute you. You know, like it's not like they're just ignoring the fact that the laws still exist.
Yeah,
and like there's no technical guarantee. I can't believe I just whiffed on that. Like there's no technical guarantee that it will get passed. So like that's also a concern. Is that like theoretically it could still be illegal.
It's super interesting watching different places' opinions on that sort of grow and form.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm very much a live and let live type thing. Like,
oh, for sure. It's I actually used to be super anti-weed, and then I lived with a bunch of stoners for a year.
Yeah, I mean that'll.
And then I was like, oh, okay, no harm done, right?
Yeah, I mean, like as long as they're not driving, once they consume, I don't care. Like, as long as they're not, like, as long as it doesn't affect anybody else, I'm not concerned. Like, if they're staying home and ordering DoorDash, you know, good for them.
Yeah, I lived with a few functional stoners, and one not-so-functional stoner. But lovely dude. You know, that was one of those moments in life, and I feel like you get a lot of them, especially around university, college time, where it's like, stop being a prejudiced asshole. You just like experience something, and you're like, oh, I was being prejudiced.
Yeah.
For sure.
I think, like, university was probably not, like, the turning point for me, because I definitely had a few before that, but, like, it was probably the time where I just, like, gave up on caring about most things, so...
It's not exactly how I worded it, but yes.
Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
Like, that's probably... I think that
That's when I grew generally apathetic to the human race.
yeah, precisely. I feel like a general apathy is important in university. If you don't have general apathy, you're really not going to make.
You're gonna struggle. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I felt like that was important to adopt as early as possible. Oh shoot.
Oh, and he soars like an eagle.
Well, you know, you have to fly like an eagle to the sea, and then fly like an eagle and let your spirit carry me. Your spirit specifically, though, if you don't mind.
Yeah, my van spirit.
Yeah,
my
your van
spirit van.
Spirit van. I feel like that's like just a great TV show concept.
It is. It's like Ghost Rider, but slower.
Slower. Family Ghost fan.
Yeah.
Or Ghost Family Van?
Hit me up,
work on the
Netflix.
titling.
It's not that bad. All we need to buy is like a camera and a van, and some glow-in-the-dark paint, and we're good.
Yeah. Okay.
I think
I have a question for you.
Oh, go ahead.
No, sorry. Go ahead. You first, because my question is totally tangential and will not matter.
This is as related as anything is gonna be while we chat.
All right.
I think if I was given Netflix funding, I could probably make something pretty entertaining. I haven't got ideas, but if Netflix was just like, you know what, we like your hustle. Here's $10 million.
Wouldn't that be nice?
But you have to make a show. You don't keep. It's not for you. It's for show.
No. Of course. Like you got to make the show.
Then
you just do it on as much of a budget as possible.
Yeah, exactly. If they give you like an amount that is essentially infinite for a TV show.
Sounds, by the way.
And I'm thinking more TV show, not movie. I think I could make something pretty fun. I'd probably make like a high fantasy, like not Game of Thrones, more like a D&D campaign, but in TV form show.
You know those those PUBG skits that were on YouTube by like an actual like decently sized YouTuber?
No.
Okay, well this is going to be a lot harder to explain without that context, but essentially they're
I didn't know there was PUBG machinima.
There are four guys walking through like a field, pretending like they're getting shot and shit. Anyways, I feel like that's like a very easy quality to reach in terms of like a D&D.
Yeah,
style.
Exactly.
So like with
I know
if you had a budget,
there's a show that has like. You can do fantasy on a budget. Like, you totally can.
Absolutely. Merlin was a good example
Merlin,
of that.
Pretty okay example. There's a show, but I don't remember what it's called, but it's actually a fantasy musical. But it's a TV show. But, like, the dressings and shows and they're like... you don't need a Game of Thrones budget to do fantasy. You don't.
I remember what you're talking about, but I also don't remember
I don't know what
name.
it's called, because I never watched it, but
it was
my ranger in my D&D party kept linking us songs, because they're always relevant.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that seems reasonable.
Aaron, a co-writer. See, that would be a genuine good idea. Aaron is a great writer. I'm not a good writer, is the thing. I make brilliant settings, brilliant characters. Someone else doing the fucking plot.
I can write.
Yeah, well, exactly.
Plot. That's like the whole point of me writing the book that I'm writing, is to put a plot out there. So, you know.
For sure.
I just did not even try to deke that guy.
But, like, I feel like I could make a pretty fun fantasy setting. Not with a crazy budget, because you just do a lot more, like, physical effects instead of CGI. Even though CGI is cheap, you know, good CGI is not cheap. So you have to be pretty clever. You've got to be pretty clever about the level you do that at. I would rather do the Mad Max thing, which is becoming more popular, but not so much in TV, where you actually use physical effects and then CGI out, like, the wires and things.
Yeah. And I think that's, like, a good way to go about it. I mean, that was like
first season of Supernatural.
Star Wars, right?
Kind of a good idea. Exactly. Go back to the sort of Star Wars thing. Have you seen The Expanse? I'm starting to watch that, and that's like brilliant sci-fi on a TV budget. But it looks and has the world building of like a fucking movie. Like every spaceship feels different. All the places are brilliant. All the set design, costume design is just so you feel like you're in the place.
Yeah. That's cool. I haven't checked it out yet. I'm going to.
I would recommend it. I'm only a couple of episodes in. That's how good it is.
Okay. All right.
It is cancelled. You're right. But it's cancelled, but there's 3 seasons. So that's,
I mean, that's
you know,
like,
it's worth watching.
that's
When
like me
something's
getting into
cancelled after the
Firefly.
first season, it's like, eh. But like, if it's got a couple of seasons, I feel like it's worth.
I think, like, for the most part, I'm usually pretty, like, just whatever about shows getting canceled, because, like, it just happened.
It just happens. You can't control it, but now with fan bases, it's like Firefly has a huge cult following, has a tabletop system, it has board games, it has books, like
Yeah.
there is other ways to explore your favorite IP than just TV, and
Oh no, exactly, and like that's kind of why I'm like, with Firefly in particular. Also, Serenity is just.
I've not
like,
seen Serenity. I've seen all of Firefly, but I never actually bothered with Serenity.
You know what? That's probably fine.
Yeah, I never really bothered.
Serenity was a movie where I felt like they were trying to cram in 3 seasons of TV into a movie.
It's like one of those things where that was kind of before they learned how to do like a finale movie for TV shows.
Yeah.
Now it happens so often that they know how to do it. Like, okay, here's everything wrapped up. And a lot of shows do the whole, well, this might be our final season, so here's an okay ending. But if it's not, it doesn't matter.
We still have a thread to pull on, basically.
Yeah, it's a satisfying ending to a season, but it's not necessarily the ending to the show.
Oh, I passed it right to him.
JavaScript-based underwear. Bitch, if I could have merchandise, I would.
Just the map of Yarvaskir.
Yeah, just a map, like... It'd be like those, C-3PO swimsuit or something.
Oh, yeah.
It would just be a map, but printed on, like, a regular swimsuit.
You know what? Not bad.
Not bad idea. Not, you know, I'm good at those ideas that are just fine. just okay. They're just...
perfectly acceptable.
They're
perfectly acceptable merch idea.
I only just realized we're 6 and 1. Wow.
Oh yeah, no.
You are doing a lot of work while I'm chatting shit.
I'm enjoying it.
Well, that's why I thought Rocket League is just.
It's a good chill one, honestly. Oh, I got a topper.
You got a topper.
I got a topper, and I'm really happy about what it is, and you're gonna see it in a minute. I love that quote, by the way.
All right, let me see your top. Is that a
It's just a little bunny.
It's a little rabbit. It's
a little bunny rabbit.
Is the rabbit driving the car?
Yeah, the rabbit's driving the car.
Nice.
Man, I think, like, as far as merchandise goes, if you ever do merchandise, Yarvaskir map is not a bad.
It's not a bad idea.
It's not a bad idea.
No bad. I mean, to the obvious, not so secret, there is more Yarvaskir stuff going on behind the scenes than just it's a setting for my show.
I missed.
So
yeah, and that's cool.
It might have merch one day, which would be sweet.
That would be very cool.
I just like the idea of having my own shirts. Then I wouldn't have to buy. Go be like, oh, what's a funny shirt? I'm a funny shirt. Done.
I feel really bad about this because I murdered him as I scored.
Oh, that's BM. Also,
I didn't intentionally do it. But
I don't think I ever intentionally demolition.
Oh, I definitely intentionally demolition people.
Just vindictive.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's usually like in competitive games, like not in this type of game.
There's a time and a place for murder.
Yeah. And that time and place is often when you don't have a bunny rabbit on top of your car, because like
you can't let it.
You know.
I mean, a bunny already has one confirmed kill.
It does, yes. But it was an unintentional kill. That's like a bunny walking out on the road and this driver swerving, you know?
I'm very unlikely to ever publish an adventure slashes because I don't use adventures. They're like they're like pre-written D&D books that have a story already that like the DM kind of follows.
Right.
I like how that was so quick. The recap had us just standing still for a bit on it.
Yeah, that was a good goal. It was a good goal because one of their people is AFK.
No, it was a good goal because it was a good goal.
All right. I mean, I enjoyed it because the person was AFK, but like, you know, to each their own. To you, Wally.
I'm excited for the Witcher show on Netflix. I think that's going to be the example of you can do good fantasy without it being a CGI wankfest.
I really hope so.
They're taking their time with it. It's not for like 2 years. Which
Okay,
is
that
still
was-
not a... well, for TV, that's... You know, it's not a rush.
It's not unreasonable. It's not an unreasonable time frame.
Yeah, it's not like, oh my god, but it's like... It's not... They're trying to milk this as fast as it can because people want to see it.
Yeah.
And also, cool thing about the Witcher TV show, filming entirely in Poland. It's a Polish story,
That is
Polish
actually-
book. Oh yeah, it made me happy when they're doing that.
That's good, honestly.
We just, alright, you set it up for me, I set it up for you, you set it up for me. There we go.
And then we eventually score. We're just playing with them. I feel bad. We are basically playing with our food here. Like, I mean, one of them is an AI at this point, which is to be expected. I
But
suppose.
it depends. I'm actually famously bad at playing against AI in online games.
Really?
I find it way easier to figure out what a player is doing than a robot. When I used to play a
Right.
lot of League of Legends and Dota.
Right,
First
yeah.
League of Legends, then Dota. In those games, people are like, "Oh, let's just do a bot match." I'm like, "No,
Never.
I am like so much worse versus bots. I just can't. I mean, a big thing about MOBAs is being able to see, figure out what your opponent is doing. I just can't do that with a machine.
Okay.
Ooh.
I mean, you know, when machines take over the world, you're gonna have some real problems, right?
I'm an artist. I'm a little safer than that than some. You know, as long as these robots appreciate art, which is a big assumption.
It's a very big assumption, but I like it. I like that assumption.
That's why I'm not worrying about the machine uprising. I think it's less likely we'll have a machine uprising. I think it's entirely likely that at some point, or maybe already, a computer will actually gain like sentience and it'll be like shut down before it can do anything. Like as soon as like the scientists realize, they're like, oh shit, and they kill it.
I mean, I hope so. I hope they're gonna. Kill it if they-
But what if it's
Like-
not mean? What if it's not an evil AI?
I don't care. I like.
So you're that one person in like a sci-fi setting who's like humans first.
You know what? No. Like, that's not the case. If it gets out of control to the point where sentient robots exist and are part of our everyday lives, then as far as I'm concerned, they're sentient. If they can fight for their rights, they can have their rights. Like, that's, as far as I'm concerned, you know, they've gained humandom at that point. But
Yeah. What is
if we're-
humanity? You know. Oh.
That's okay. But the thing is, like, if we're letting it to that point, that's the problem.
Yeah. Okay. I get it. You just don't. You don't want it to happen, but you're okay. You'll be fine if it does.
If it has happened, then we live in peace and harmony with them as best we can. If if it doesn't happen, that's better. It's kind of where I stand with that. And like, I don't mean this as like oh no, I hate robots. That's not it at all. It's more just like, no, they're a threat to us. And if we're creating them, that's like actually an issue.
Yeah. No, like you're right. It's just
I know
funny.
it's a weird opinion.
No,
to have.
yeah. You probably have like the most logical opinion, which is why I'm not surprised you have it. Because
Yeah.
you're a very like straightforward, logical guy.
Usually.
But not to a fault though. But like, so
Yeah,
but it's
no.
just it's
Some
just
might
funny.
say
Just-
that I'm already a robot who's risen, and
Who
maybe I'm
knows, right?
espousing
It's
this.
entirely possible that there's a streamer who is a robot. You know, who's using like
Yeah.
very advanced AI to basically fake being a person via voice and/or camera.
Yeah.
It's entirely possible.
It is.
I mean,
I just stopped that from going in.
you really did.
I'm-
You just
I'm an
you just made our lives
I got
so
murdered
much
for
more
it.
difficulty.
I got murdered for it, so like, I feel like that's all's fair in Rocket League.
Yeah.
And I got murdered again. This guy is being an asshole. Are you just waiting for
I was getting that boost. Well, look, did anything happen because of it? No.
It's true.
You think I'm gonna do something silly in the attempt of being entertaining for my audience? No.
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 Never.
They don't have that control over me. Aside from that one time the other day I ate Oreos on camera. I did an Oreo taste test because they asked.
All right.
It was fun.
But I mean, like, that's fun for you too, right? Like, that's not...
It was fun.
Yeah.
Turns out, mint Oreos, they're okay.
Yeah.
I like mint, but I thought they were gonna suck. I just thought they wouldn't be good. But they're very faintly mint. So they're not intense. I was almost scared it'd be like a layer of toothpaste between two Oreo biscuits. Or cookies. Of course, here it obviously says biscuits on the packet, but they're cookies in my mind.
They are, really. Yeah.
They're cookies. The whole thing together is not a cookie. Oreo is very weird to my British biscuit sensibilities.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't really
I don't
fit.
really know, like...
Are you one of those people who doesn't understand what a biscuit is?
No, like, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, like, so my parents are pardon me, my grandparents were very British. And so, like, I was brought up in a situation where, like, biscuits was the default.
Because grandparents are the people giving you biscuits.
Exactly, yeah. By the way, that was not planned, but I will
I want to watch this one. I actually did not see anything of that. Wow, that is just pure luck.
Yep.
Pure, simple geometry.
Yeah. It's elementary, my dear Watson. Also, I just really, really think that Rocket League is a game that people are way too good at now.
That was my opinion when I tried to play the other day. I was like, oh, I can't.
I felt
can't.
like there was a skill cap when I stopped playing before, and I was like, you know what? I'm not at that skill cap, but like I'm doing fairly well. And then I come back and I start playing again, and I'm like, these people have found new ways to make me sad.
Do you know what I had that with? For Honor. But it wasn't even, it was like 2 weeks I stopped playing For, and I just like, I can now no longer compete with anyone who plays this game. It was, I should have played it during its free weekend, because For Honor is really fun. It's really good, but it's just, it was impossible to play. Because everyone else knew everything. It's you know, you play like Street Fighter. It's like, oh, it's fun to just sort of play, or Smash. It's fun to just sort of play, but like people who actually know what they're fucking doing, it's not possible. Someone who's really playing hard, it's basically impossible to play against.
Yeah, I get.
I don't even think For Honor had like a ranked or casual mode, which would have made a huge difference as well.
I feel like they should.
Maybe I think they did for Duels, but I didn't play Duels. I played Dominion.
Ooh, yeah, okay.
Which was basically like For Honor, but it had sort of like MOBA mechanics.
Yeah, I gotcha. Oh, there we go.
You nearly didn't get me for a second there.
Yeah, almost. Oh no.
I gave it the snoot boot, but it went the wrong way.
No, I guessed that he'd hit it the other way.
That was a whole sticky situation.
There was a lot of things that didn't go right.
A lot of things happened there.
Like, I went up here to like no, he's gonna go outside.
It's because you twisted.
The thing is,
your wheels left the ground.
I was expecting him to be a platinum level player, and I think he might be like a silver level player.
Oh, it was one of those things you over expected what they're gonna do, so they did something fairly normal, and it just blew your mind.
And then this time I just drove past the ball, so you know,
just a little bit.
It went well. It was a good thing. You know, yeah. So For Honor, I never got into. I'd like to say that is something that I will change in the future, but it's not.
You at this point, you can't.
No.
You know, unless you want to do the story, and the story is, people snoozed on that so bad. The single-player story mode is actually really good. It's a genuine story with completely with like different mechanics and everything. Like it's the story. I mean, it's three. There's 3 factions in the game. Knights, Vikings, and Samurai. So there's 3 chapters to the story. The last one sucks. First two
Okay.
the first two are really good. The first one is amazing. Go!
That was really close.
I wanted that
bounced.
last little sip.
Yeah. That would have been nice. Like, so the story is something that like I usually love about games if they have it.
But is it
So-
what? It's not really a game that the story is worth buying it for. Is the
That's
thing.
kind of where I was at.
I-
It's like,
I-
is it
No, not really.
okay?
But
we're
the
playing
story,
against the same person again.
the story was really good, but so was the online. But at this point, it's just really hard. I mean, if you want to get it, I'll totally play it with you. It's worth playing because just the gameplay is so like the combat system they've made is so clever.
Hey, great goal.
Yeah, it was nice. The combat system for For Honor is so clever in that it's not like a mashy game. It's all about duels against players are genuine like thought exercises of, well, they're going to cover this way, so I'm going to attack this way. This move counters this move, but not to the extent of like Street Fighter where it's like, oh, if they're going to do this, I'm going to Hadouken, and Hadouken counters Shuriken, and no, it's like
Right.
up attacks that you can block. Basically, your character is always passively blocking one direction. Your right stick controls where you're blocking, and then you can attack each of those three directions as well. And then
Okay.
also on top of that, characters have special abilities that change things up.
Right.
Like I used to play a character who had a long freaking staff, who could
Right.
like attack over like some standard blocks, and could also do like a super block that could block everything, but like for a split second.
Right.
You know, like a counter. So the raw like combat system is so freaking good. It's definitely worth if you just like the concept of the sword play. It's worth playing because it was so fun.
Okay. Oh, that's
But
good.
it's just
So it wasn't like a rock paper scissors.
it
system,
wasn't
like
rock
it
paper
was in, like,
scissors.
the
It
colors.
was you can see how people are blocking, so you have to sort of like outsmart people, block in certain ways, parry in certain ways. Like any fighting game, sort of event. Like the thing with any fighting game, the reason why it got so good is people worked out like optimal combos and stuff.
right.
That were just, if you do things in a very specific way, you always win. But
annoying,
it is a game that
honestly.
has been given constant support since it was released, and it still has a
Right.
pretty good fan base. Thank you. Oh,
Sorry. I'm just.
you just.
I'm
you
sorry,
know-
I'm just
you know
scoring.
what? I'll put the controller down. I'm not needed.
I'm so
That's
sorry.
fine.
I'm so sorry. I was just like so ball hungry there. My bad.
I'm
I'll
okay.
calm
with,
down.
I'm okay.
I just really
with,
wanted to score. Not really excited. All right.
got a little excited.
I'm gonna go for this one though, just because.
No, if you can go for it, go for it. If you can't go for
Alright.
it, I'll go for it.
All right.
And that's the same agreement. I actually used to have a group of friends I used to play Rocket League with. Because not all my friends got Rocket League. Some people just like, I don't get it. But in my opinion, Rocket League's one of those games where like, oh, you don't get it? Play one game and you'll get it.
Yeah.
Because it's all about how the cars control. This game would not work if they did not control the way they did.
Absolutely true. This
Oh,
is.
dear.
I think this is still one of my favorite games. Like period.
It's just so fun. Like, I'm not good at it. Oh, I'm not, and I'm having fun.
Yeah.
Shit.
But like that's kind of also like, not to get too like, you know, about new games, but I kind of feel that way about Super Mega Baseball too.
When I mean, I have seen it and I can believe it. I have not played it, but I might get it to play at some point because I you know what? I don't get baseball, but I know the rules because I played Wii Sports Baseball quite a bit because it was fun. Oh no.
Yeah, that might be just a goal.
Oh. Oh. Clinch. Get it out of here.
We're fine.
Put that thing back where it came from, also help me. Oh. If they were like actively not blocking, that would have gone in.
It would have. Yeah, that was a shot. Theoretically.
Yeah, in theory.
I'm just.
Yeah, you just sort of like killed all momentum there.
Yeah. Like, I don't know, you know.
It's one of those. Rocket League's one of those games I like. Kind of get how to play. This is me in general with any game. I get it. I get how to play better than I can. I can't do it with my hands. I get it.
Right.
I know what I'm meant to do. I understand the theory, just not the practice. Whee! That was like a beautiful fat star for a second there.
The van is just so good.
It's majestic.
It's just the most beautiful sight, honestly. Super Mega Cricket.
Super Mega Cricket. Well, I don't understand cricket. I get baseball. I understand the rules. I understand everything about baseball. I don't understand cricket. Cricket is beyond me. I know that there was a huge controversy recently in that you are not allowed to put anything on the ball, but you are allowed to rub the ball on your legs or your gloves, because basically a new ball is used for every game, and where it's rough and where it's smooth changes the way it spins. But there was a big controversy recently in the Australian the Australian team was putting some mysterious substance on the ball, and it was their coach. It's their coach that made them do it. And they got caught doing it, and the coach was like, "Yeah, we were doing it."
I mean, it sounds like sperm.
I remember it being something to do with saliva, so who knows? But I might be remembering it wrong. So that's the only thing I know about cricket, is that there's a controversy because people were putting stuff on balls. But I don't get cricket. In school, you know, I'm British. You might have thought in school we did like cricket. No, we did rounders, which is almost like a that's the British version of baseball. Rounders.
Okay.
I think it still uses a cricket bat, but is essentially baseball, with just simpler rules. So if you wanted to play that baseball game another Sunday, I'd happily get it, because it looks super fun. And I'm not that kind of guy who's like, oh no, exactly what I said earlier. Is like, sports games are still fun.
Yeah. No.
If they're made well, and I like that kind of one where they're made in a kind of, the rules are it's all solid, but it's kind of a little cartoony and not taking itself too seriously. Not so like a FIFA.
Yeah. Okay. But like Fortnite, but for sports games.
Fortnite sports games where they're a little goofy, I'm absolutely okay with. And I think like Mario's version of All Star, like Mario Golf or Mario
Golf
Tennis
is my favorite. Golf
I am gonna get the new Mario Tennis on Switch. I'm probably gonna stream it.
That is an excellent choice.
I wouldn't really play any other tennis games, but Mario Tennis is like, hey, I understand the rules of tennis, but this is more fun than regular tennis. And even if they didn't have the goofy stuff, it's just the way the game plays is so much more fun, and not like, oh, if you don't have the wind with you, then you can't do a double backseat, and you know. And that's what Super Mega Baseball 2 seems like. It's like, you know, it's got everything it needs to have, and it's not gone any further than that.
It's realism. It's relatively bare bones. It's relatively bare bones, but what it provides is like a very fun,
basic but well made.
Yeah, it's a very fun arcade baseball experience, but it's not like quite arcade. Like, it's bordering on arcade, and I feel like that's a very good balance.
Maybe we'll play that on a future Sunday.
I would like that. I like that game a lot. Rocket League has been my go-to game. Like, my go-to. I've got half an hour. I'm just gonna play games for a little bit. And
I mean, so far it's so the concept of Sundays with Ollie, as I have totally not explained, is not just a random thing. This is hopefully the norm for now. Me and Winter playing games. We're gonna
not explain that at all.
No, well, it doesn't. You know, it's just my chat. They don't give a fuck. But enough. We're gonna switch every 2 hours or so. Whatever we feel like. Who cares?
Basically.
It's like Magic the Gathering. The rules are the way they are until they're not.
That's a very, very good description of what's happening here.
Yeah. So we're gonna play a bunch of games and just chat shit. And there may be more people. We might add more boys later on. But for now, we thought it would just be just us. So, and that's sort of part of the fun, is that I don't actually play a lot of co-op games on my free time. I don't have a lot of game variants. So having this stream where we play 2 different games each stream, more or less, is fun. And also, I can't binge play games, so playing a game for 2 hours is like the maximum level of fun I'm gonna get.
Yeah,
more or less.
I feel like 2 hours is a good amount of time to hang out and play a game for. Like an hour is probably good too, but it can feel a bit rushed.
An hour sometimes doesn't feel like enough.
Yeah. So like this is going to be like we're probably going to be choosing games
That's
for the most part that will
said,
be
anyway.
fun for that'll be fun for 2 hours, you know?
Yeah.
Like Rocket League I'd say is fun for 2 hours. Our second game today is also going to be fun for 2 hours.
I didn't do the Who was talking about the M&M peanut butter M&M? Oh! So here's the thing that actually wasn't on stream. So on my last stream on Friday, I mentioned I ate Oreos. That started off with me talking about peanut M&Ms. Winter, what's your opinion on peanut M&Ms?
Okay. So here's the thing.
I allow you. This is definitely a topic that can go into a lot of discussion.
Good, because I love peanut butter. Okay.
Okay.
Now I know that's not the question, but hear me out.
No, you know what?
So I love I love peanut butter, and so by extension I do enjoy peanuts. However, peanut M&Ms ratio of chocolate to peanut is not adequate.
Do you want more peanut or more chocolate?
More chocolate.
See, that's what I want.
Person.
I want more chocolate because we basically talked about, because I don't have peanut M&Ms very often, but I have a bunch of them here because I got given a bunch on Christmas, and they're like, they're here, but I'm not eating them.
Yeah. Right.
And they're M&Ms. They're not going to go off ever.
No. I mean, unless you leave them out, then they'll get stale. But
yeah, but they're in their sealed little packages. Don't do Civ and Stellaris. No, that's not the kind of game we'll be playing. More arcadey stuff.
Yeah.
And but that was my basically. I came to the mental opinion while trying to on stream that peanut M&Ms are fine. They're fine, but they just make me want to eat regular M&Ms, or in a best case scenario, crispy M&Ms. But they are by far the rarest type of M&Ms, and peanut is the most common. Now, here's the thing. On my Friday stream, I play with Will, another Will, a different Will.
Not me.
Yeah. You are also Will. But the thing is, in my brain, you're Winter. I know you're Will, and if someone calls you Will, I'm like, that's who you are. I just didn't try. I'll be honest. No effort was given there.
No, watch how much this is definitely my fault. Like, the most ridiculous thing.
So,
other Will.
Other Will, Scott's brother Will.
Oh, that's confusing.
I know, right?
I didn't know that Scott had a brother, let alone
Scott has a lot of brothers. It's a whole thing.
That makes sense. That makes sense. I don't watch enough shows to learn these things.
Yeah, exactly. I basically got added to his family game because Eric is his brother, Scott is his brother, and Erin is Eric's fiance. So it's a whole. So, I'm basically part of the family now. By extension. They say that.
It sounds like you are family to them.
Yeah.
Which is actually really sweet.
It's very sweet. But here's where it's no longer sweet. Scott's brother Will said, "Oh, you're talking about peanut M&Ms. I don't like peanut M&Ms. Here's what I do. Oh, I love peanut M&Ms. They're my favorite. Here's what I do." And this might not be exactly correct, but it is more or less what he said. He takes peanut M&M. He eats the chocolate from outside it.
Yeah.
He leaves the peanut, puts it aside, does that 5 more times. Takes those 5 peanuts, puts them in his mouth with 1 peanut M&M, and then eats it.
I mean, he's eating the same amount of stuff.
But he says he makes the ratio how he wants it. He wants more peanut to chocolate.
But then
That's where the confusion comes in. He's eating the chocolate on his own because he likes chocolate on his own, but he wants like a 5 times more peanut to chocolate ratio, which is insane to me.
No, so I think what needs to happen is they need to have double the chocolate they currently have, and then it would be fine.
Yes, I'm a big thing. I have a big thing. I'm also concerned about ratios in snack food.
I thought you were just gonna leave that at I have a big thing.
And it gets to the point where I actually had last time I had this conversation was with my mother. we have very similar food tastes.
Okay.
In the UK and probably in Canada, you know when you're like, okay, here's a Twix. Then you can buy like a mini bag of mini Twix that are like a Twix that's like a centimeter long, kind of, and they're in like little resealable bags designed for designed for sharing with groups, but you never share them.
No, why would you share them with groups?
Yeah, actually, that's true. My first time being a PC in a D&D game was with Scott's family game, so super cool stuff.
That is.
But the issue with those is that they changed the ratio of like chocolate to biscuit to caramel, or mini Kit Kats, way more chocolate to biscuit. Or to wafer, I guess, in Kit Kats.
It would be wafer in that case,
or mini Crunchies, way different ratio from chocolate to honeycomb, stuff like that. You must finish what I started. So
we're fine.
I very much care about that ratio, because especially with those, it's usually with chocolate stuff. You know, it's very easy for it to just go slightly wrong.
It's the brown ratio.
It's the brown ratio. You're right. I mean, you don't have to call it that, but that should not have worked. I want to watch that back again. That's some fudgy physics right there.
I don't know. No, that works.
Yeah.
That works. That's fine.
Clean.
That's nothing to see there. Nothing to see there.
What do you think of a peanut-sized M&M with half chocolate and half crispy? See, that's one of the other things. Peanut M&Ms are freakishly big.
They are,
But I think if it was a crispy M&M that big, it wouldn't be right. If it was a peanut M&M that big, it would just be peanut M&M chocolate, which isn't high quality, so it wouldn't even be that great. Half chocolate, half crispy would probably be fine.
Yeah.
Oh man! So. All right. After let's take a break.
Yeah.
Go take a real quick couple of minutes break, because on Ollie streams we take a break every hour because we're babies. And then this topic will continue. I
mean, it needs to. I have more to say.
Me too. All right. We'll be back in a sec.